Hello, hope you're doing well. So today is Microsoft's 50th birthday. So I take the opportunity, I thought, to talk about a company that's been very much a big part of my career, whether I like it or not. Uh, I've started using Microsoft software in, don't know, Windows 2, long time ago, the 90s. But what's going to happen in the future? So as technology evolves, Microsoft has always been one of these companies that's not necessarily innovated, but tried to get stuff to market and working quickly, and then later on figured out how to make it work reliably. Their model is very much one of get it out there, get people using it, and then once they're using it, they'll be very happy when it works better. And also, all of their tools integrate together, and they generally, once they're working, they generally have good backward compatibility compared to other manufacturers. Is that going to be enough for the next 50 years, though? Because there's a lot of things happening. They've got Copilot, a kind of rebranding of ChatGPT, essentially, or OpenAI's products, and they're desperately jamming that into all their products, which is great because that means that when it does actually work usefully, maybe in a year or two's time, you're going to have all of the Microsoft products ready, integrated, be able to plug your AI in and off you go. And even right now, today, it can be useful. I still think it's too early, though, to put into production for most businesses. What I was thinking, though, is the biggest problem that Microsoft faces, apart from being like a monopoly, massive organization, so it's hard to innovate and come up with new stuff, is that people get very frustrated with tech. And most of my time is spent fixing stuff that Microsoft could fix. So let me give you an example from my world. At the moment, we're seeing people bypass multi-factor authentication. Now, Microsoft have got a solution for this, but it costs an extra $6 or pounds, I can never remember which, for uh, P2 security per month per user. So people are reluctant to pay that because it's quite a lot of money for any size of organization. Now, they could just include that in all of their packages, but they don't want to do that. Tools that they've created have become too complicated. Microsoft Word. Now, there's a great example. If you want to write a letter, you don't need 2000 highlighting colors. You don't need all of this stuff. And the tool has grown and grown and grown, but hasn't actually innovated. And it's going to be very interesting to see I know that they're working on this one with Loop and various other tools, and they've tried various different technologies. They've tried this with social media as well, but it's very difficult to come up with something that works because you've got the way people expect technology to work. So Microsoft's big challenge for the next 50 years, or even for the next 3 years, is going to be to start to create products that enable people to do their jobs. And when technology can't deliver on the thing they do want to do, make it easier to fix that problem. Because at the moment, for example, Microsoft got a new version of Outlook out, which is good because it needed a rewrite, but it's missing a vast amount of functionality. But they're pushing it through, even though it's not really ready for prime time yet, and we're obviously blocking it for people. But the point here is that people kind of expect Microsoft to innovate too quickly, and they are frustrated with it, but at the same time, they kind of appreciate that it's speeding up their work. I don't think in the future that that model is necessarily going to work so well because it's going to be much easier to create an AI tool for solving a particular part of your business problem. And at the moment, I don't see Microsoft leading in that space. Agentic AI, quantum computing is really interesting. Microsoft's got some really interesting stuff in quantum computing. That's sometime in the next 10 years, that might happen as well. So they're cutting back on their investment in uh, data centers, but they're still spending lots of money on artificial intelligence, spending lots of money on quantum computing and all this new tech that could be really exciting for the future. So overall, I think, well, I've kind of based my career around working not necessarily with Microsoft, but maybe with Microsoft products. Uh, we are a partner, but yeah. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what comes in the future, and I'm looking forward to Microsoft trying to do some original innovation and not just copying what other people are doing, but badly. And also, if you do work for Microsoft, can you please fix the issue in Teams where when you try and tag somebody in a Teams message, it tags somebody else? It's really, really annoying and really shouldn't be very hard to fix. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. And happy birthday, Microsoft.